Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read 1 Kings 16 to 22, 2 Kings 1 to 2, Proverbs 7, and Psalm 49. And the word of the Lord came to Jehu son of Hananiah against Baasha, saying, Since I sought you out of dust and made you lead over my people, and you walked in the way of Jeroboam, and my people Israel to sin, provoked me to anger with sins, your others people of Baasha and Shasa, and I'll make you cast like house of Jeroboam to me. And you belong to Baasha who dies in sin, the Lord will show you, and you will lose who dies in sin, the best can show you. There is the acts of Baasha not written in his mouth, they're not written in the books of the Chronicles of the King Israel. And Baasha slept with his fathers, and he buried it to his dad. And what his son reigned his life. Moreover, the word of the Lord came by the prophet Jehu son of Hananiah against Baasha and his house. However, it's because of all the evil he did in the sight of the Lord, by breaking him to anger with the work of his hands and being like a hazard of Jeroboam. This is because he destroyed in the 26th year of Asa, king of Judah, Allah son of Baasha. And Baasha began to reign over Israel and Tezah. Reigning 2 years, he served Zimri, commander of half his chariots, conspired against him. And knew that Tezah, drinking himself drunk in the household, who was over the household of Tezah. And Tezah, Zimri came in and struck him down and killed him. And 27th year, Asa, king of Judah, reigned in his place. And he began to reign, and he did see him as one of those. He struck down all the house of Baasha. He dealt with evil and sin with all men of Israel to Israel's hands. Zimri destroyed all the house of Baasha according to the word of the Lord, which he spoke against Baasha by Jehu the prophet. For all the sons of Baasha and the sons of Elah his son, which they sinned and always taken the ears to say. For breaking the Lord God is attained with our house, not the rest of the acts of Elah, and all they do. I have not written the book of the Chronicles of Kings Israel. In the 27th year, Asa king of Judah, Zimri reigned 7 days in Tirzah, and now the troops were encamped against Gibeon. This long to the first year, and the troops who were encamped against Herod said, Zimri has conspired. He has conspired, and he has killed the king. Therefore, was Zimri army to command the army, king of Israel that day and again. So army went out from Gibeon, and all was out with them. They besieged Tirzah, and Zimri saw that the city was taken. He went to see the king's house and burned the king's house over and fine day. And this is since he committed doing evil beside the law, walking in the way of Jeroboam for a sin which he committed, making his head to sin. And the rest of the acts of Zimri and the conspiracy that he made are not written in the book of the Chronicles of Kings Israel. And then the heap of Israel divided into 2 bands. Half the heap who followed Tibni son of Jun to make him king, half followed Omri. The heap who followed Omri overcame the heap who followed Tibni son of Jun. The Tibni died, and Omri became king. The 31st year Asa king of Judah, Omri began to reign over Israel, reigning for 12 years, 6 years to reign in Tirzah. And he brought the hill of Samaria from Shema for 2 tons of silver. And he fortified the city and called the name of the city that he built Samaria after the name of Shema, the old name of the hill. Omri did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, and did more evil than all who were before him. We walked in all the way of Jeroboam son of Nebat, and the sins they made Israel to sin, provoking the Lord to God Israel to anger by the hours. And the rest of the acts of Omri that he did, and the might that he showed, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of Kings Israel? And Omri slept with his fathers and buried in Samaria, and Ahab his son reigned in his place. In 38th year Asa king of Judah, Ahab's son Omri began to reign over Israel. And Ahab's son Omri reigned over Israel in Samaria 22 years. And Ahab's son Omri did evil inside the Lord more than all who were before him. And as if it had been the right thing for him to walk in the sins of Jeroboam son of Nebat, he took for his wife Jezebel the daughter of Athaliah, king of Sidon, and went and set up Baal and worshipped him. He erected an altar for Baal in the house of Baal, which he built in Samaria. And Ahab made an Asher. Ahab did more to break the Lord God of Israel to anger than all the kings of Israel before. In his days he held Bethel and built Jericho, and laid its foundation at the cost of Abraham's festival, and set up its gates at the cost of the young son of Segub, according to the word of the Lord, which spake by Joshua son of Nun, Elijah Tishma and Gilead. That Ahab as the Lord, the God of Israel, is before him as and it shall be neither June nor rain these years, except by my word. And the word of the Lord came to him to fall from here and turn east and hide itself by the brook Cherith, which is C.Jun. And he shall drink from the brook. I command the ravens to feed you there. So he went into according to the word of the Lord. He went and lived by the brook Cherith, and it was east of the Jordan. And ravens brought him bread and meat in the morning, and bread and meat in the evening. And he drank from the brook. And after a while the brook dried up, because it doesn't rain. And the word of the Lord came to her, as go to Zeph, which belongs to Sidon, and dwell there. Behold, I have commanded over there to feed you. She arose and went to Zeph, and they came to Gilead, say, behold, a widow was there cutting sticks. He called to her and said, bring me a little water in a vessel I may drink. And as she was going to bring it, he called to her and said, bring me water bread in your hand. And she said, as the Lord your God lives, I have nothing baked, only a handful of flour, in a jar, and a little oil in a jug. And now I'm gathering a couple of sticks, I may go and prepare it for myself and my son, that we may eat and die. And Elijah said to her, don't fear, go and do as you say. Just make me a little cake for you and bring it to me. After make something for yourself and your son. And thus says the Lord, the jar of flour shall not be spent, the jug of oil shall not be empty, until the day that the Lord sends rain upon the earth. Then she went and did as Elijah said. And she and her household ate for many days. The jar of flour was not spent, neither did the jug of oil become empty. According to the word of the Lord, they spake by Elijah. After this, the son of the woman, the mistress of the house, became ill, and his eldest sister that there was no breath left in her. And she said to Elijah, "What have you against me, man of God? You have come to me, and I sinned to remembrance and to cause the death of myself." And he said to her, "Give me a son." He took him from her arms and carried him up into the upper chamber where he lodged, and made him one of his own bosom. And cried to the Lord, "Oh my God, have you brought calamity even upon the widow with whom I sojourn, by killing her son?" And he stretched himself upon the child 3 times and cried to the Lord, "And Lord my God, let this child's life come into again." And the Lord listened to the voice of Elijah, and the life of the child came into again, and he revived. And Elijah took the child and brought him down from the upper chamber into the house and delivered him to his mother. And Elijah said, "See, your son lives." And the woman said to Elijah, "Now that you know that you are a man of God, the word of the Lord lives in your mouth is truth." After many days, the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, "Go show yourself to Ahab." Once rain upon the earth, and Elijah went to show himself to Ahab. And they found the in Samaria, and Ahab called Obadiah, and was over the house And Ahab said to Obadiah, "Go through the land to all the springs of water and all the valleys. Perhaps you will find grass, and save the horse and mule's life, and lose some of the animals." So they divided the land between the pastor, and Ahab went in one direction by himself, and Obadiah went in another direction by himself. As Obadiah went his way, behold, Elijah met him. Obadiah recognized him and fell on his face and said, "You, my lord Elijah." And he said, "As I go, tell your Lord, behold, Elijah." And he said, "Have I sinned that you would give your servant to him to kill me?" As the Lord your God lives, there is no nation can know the Lord has not sent to seek you. And they would say, "He is not here," who take an oath to the king of the nation that they have not found you. And now you say, "Go, tell your Lord, behold, Elijah is here." And as soon as I had gone from you, and so the Lord will carry you, I know not where. And so when I come and tell Ahab, and you cannot find you, he will kill me, although I say, if it is the Lord from me. It's not been told by the Lord what they do, and does not cut the prophets of the evil. I heard 100 men of the Lord's prophets by 50s, and kept fed with bread and water. And I say, "Go, tell your Lord, behold, Elijah is here, and he will kill me." And Elijah said, "As the Lord has knows, therefore whom I stand, shall I show myself to him today." And so Obadiah went to meet Ahab, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. And Ahab saw Elijah. Ahab said to him, "You do trouble Israel." And he said, "I have not troubled Israel, you have in your father's house. You to abandon the commandments of the Lord and follow the laws. And therefore send together all the judges in me, and Michael, and 450 prophets, and 400 prophets, Joshua. And he just was tables, and Ahab sent all the Hebrews and good prophets of come. And Elijah came unto all the Hebrews and said, "How long will you go let me doing 2 different opinions? If the Lord is God for him, if thou wilt think it." And the people do not answer in the word. Then Elijah said to him, even I am, and left the prophets of the advanced prophets of 450 men. Their 2 bulls will you given to us, and let them choose 1 bull from us and cut in pieces, and then lay on the wood, but put no fire to it, and I'll prepare the other one, lay on the wood, and put no fire to it, and you shall call upon the name. And he called upon the name of your God, I'll call upon the name of the Lord, the God answered and glorified, he's God. And all the people answered, "Well spoken." And Elijah said to the prophets about, "Choose for yourselves 1 bull, and prepare it first, so you can call upon the name of God." They put no fire to it, and they took the bull that had been nails given them. They prepared it and called upon the name of Baal from morning to the noon, and said, "Their Baal answers, there is no wishing not name." And they lifted on the altar that they had made. And near Elijah walked also, and cried out for his God. Either he was musing, or he was relieving himself, or his own journey, or perhaps he was asleep and must be with him. And he cried aloud and cut himself off the custom of swords and axes. And then until the blood gushed out, and when they passed, they until time of offering of the adoration. And there was no voice, no one paid attention. And Elijah said to all the people, and he repaired the altar of the Lord and the throne. Now Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the sons of Jacob, 2 into 1 of the and then shall be on it. And with the stones he built an altar of the Lord. And he made a trench about the altar. And his graves would contain 2 seas of sea. And he put the wood in order, and cut the wall in pieces, and laid it on the wood. And he said, "Fill 4 jars with wood, and pour it in the burnt offering on the wood." And he said, "Do a second." And he did a second, and he said, "Do a third," and he did a third. And the Lord went around the altar to the trenches, so far. And from the altar he heard a voice, Elijah the king, and said, "God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, I have been known this day that you are God of Israel and Israel. And I have done all these things to your word. Answer me, Lord, answer me. That the sheep may know that you, O Lord, are God. And that you have turned their hearts back, and my ball fell and consumed bow, and the stones and dust, and met with the wood that was in the trench, and all the people said, they found their faces, and said, "The Lord is God, the Lord is God." And Elijah stood and seized the prophets of Baal, and all in the sky. And he seized them, and Elijah brought them down to the location and sold them there. And Elijah said to Ahab, "Go up, eat and drink." And they sounded rushing away, and so Ahab went up to eat and drink. And Elijah went up to the top of the mountain, and he got himself down, and got his face between his teeth. He said to his servant, "Go up now, look toward the sea." And he went up and looked and said, "There is nothing." He said, "Go again 7 times." And at the 7th time he said, "Behold, a little cloud like a man comes out of the sea." And so God said to Ahab, "Prepare a chariot and go down, lest the rain stop you." And lo, the heavens grew dark with the clouds, and there was a great rain. And Ahab rose and went to Jerusalem, and Gad was going on before Ahab to enter Jerusalem. Ahab told Joseph about all that Elijah had done, how he covered the prophets. And Joseph said, "I sent to Elijah, saying, Is there many baskets? If I don't make it life, it's little life will be by this tomorrow." He was afraid. He arose and ran for his life and came to Bishma. Bishma also left his son there. And he himself went a day's journey and came and sat down under a burnt tree. And asked that he might die, saying, "It is enough now. Oh Lord, take away my life. I am no better than my father." And he lay down set along the brim. Oh, an angel touched and said to him, Rise the evening that can be hot, and this hair keep breaking on hot stones and jar. The angel lay down again. The angel looked him again, second time, and touched him and said, Rise the for the journey is too great for you. And he rose in the angel, and he strength back through 4 days before the night fall of the mountain god. And he came to a cave in Elijah, and behold, the word of the Lord came to him and said to him, What are you doing here, Elijah? He said, I've been very jealous for the Lord, the God of hosts, for the people who have forsaken the covenant. And then and could be posted the sword, and I even my own name left, and the seed barrel have taken away. He said, Go out and stand on that before the Lord. And behold, the Lord passed by, and a great strong wind tore the mountain, and the breaking pieces of the rocks before the Lord. And the Lord saw in the wind, and after the wind and earthquake, and the Lord saw in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, the Lord saw in the fire, and after the fire. The sound of the willow was, and Elijah heard it, he rubbed his face in the earthquake. And when I stood at the entrance of the cave, behold, there was the king of West, and said, What are you doing here, Elijah? He said, I have been jealous of the Lord, the God of hosts, and the people who have forsaken you. I have forsaken your covenant, thrown down out and killed your prophets, and I am left, and I seek my life to take away. And the Lord said to him, Go, return your way, and the Lord said, When your Arab shall anoint his out to the king of Assyria, and you hear something, she shall anoint to the king of Israel, and Elisha son of Shaphat of Mahal shall anoint to be prophet in your place. One who escapes in the sword of Hazael shall be put to death. And one who escapes in the sword of shall Elisha put to death. And I will leave 7,000 years, all who know me and not bad about every mouth has not listened. So to half from the account Elisha son of Shaphat was climbing with the 12 yoke oxen in front of him. He was with the 12 Elijah passed by and cast a quick upon him. And if the oxen ran after Elijah and said, Let me kiss my father and mother, and then I'll follow you. And he said to him, Go back again, for what have I done to you? Return from following you, and took the yoke of oxen, sacrificed and boiled flesh. With the yoke of oxen and gave it to the people, and he rose and went after Elijah and said to him, Then how did the king say that I was going to God? How you keep kings with it, and horse and chariot, so he may have been closed on Samaria. And for this, he sent messengers to say to him, King Asa, and said to him, Thus has been had, you saw when you got on mine, your best wives and children are so mine. And the king Asa answered, As he said, My Lord, O King, I was in all the earth. Messengers come against that, thus has been had, I sent you, saying, Deliver me your soul and God, your wives and your children, nevertheless, also my son, I see tomorrow. And about this time, you shall search your house and the house of your sons, and my hands and what other places have been taken away. And the king Asa pulled out his land and said, Mark now, see how the son is seeking trouble. He said to him, My wives and my children. And for my servant God, no, I did not refuse. And all the little people said, No, there's no consent. So he said to all the messengers of Ben, I don't know, nor do you first amend this, I will do. If seeing I cannot do, the messengers departed and brought him backward again. Ben had sent to him and said, It also shows me so more, so. And thus the Samaria shall suffice for him, so those 4 people. And who would follow me? And the king Asa answered, Tell him, then not him instructions on the business, and he takes off. And Ben had heard this message, he was drinking up against the priest, he said to him, Take a position, take their position against the sea. And behold, a prophet came near to King Asa and said, Thus says the Lord, have you seen him great much? Behold, I'll give unto him this day. And you shall know that I am the Lord. And he himself by him, he said, Thus says the Lord, where the sons of the governors of the districts. And he said, I shall begin the battle. He answered, He must the sons of the governors of the districts, and 232. And after that, he must all the people were around 7,000. And they went out at noon. And while Ben-Hadad was drinking himself drunk in the booths, he and the 32 kings who hopped in, and the sons of the governors who just went on first. Ben-Hadad sent out scouts and they reported to him, Men are coming out sons of men, they said, If they come up, please take them alive. If they come out for war, take them alive. So these went out, see, the sons of the governors of the districts and the army that followed them. And he struck down his men, so fled, and his opposite Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, escaped on horse with horsemen. And the king of Israel went, I struck the horse with chariots, and struck the Syrians with the great blood. And the prophet came near to kings and said to him, Come, strengthen yourself, and consider what you have to do. And the string of the king of Syria will come against you. And sends the king of Syria said to him, Thy gods are gods of yours. And so they are stronger than we, but let us fight against them and fight. And surely shall be stronger than they. And do this, remove the kings, each one's face, and put commands in their places. And as an army like the army that you have lost, horse for horse and chariot for chariot. And we will fight against them and fight, and surely they will be stronger than they. He listened to the voice and did so. And in the spring, Ben-Hadad mustered 10,000 to affect to fight against Israel. And he brought Israel mustered my provision and went against it. He brought Israel encamped. And before them like 2 little flocks of goats. At the same field of the country, a man of God came near and said to King Asa, Thus says the Lord, because the Syrians have said, The Lord is the God of the hill, but he is not a God of the night. Therefore give all this great multitude unto him. And he shall not land blood, and he came up to 7 days. On the 7th day the battle shall, and the Hebrew Israel struck down of the Syrians 100,000 foot soldier in one day. And the fled into the sea of Africa, and the war fell upon 27,000 men who were left. And Hadad fled and entered in the sea. And his son said, Behold, now we have had in the kings of the house of Israel, me as the kings. Let us put sackcloth around their waists and ropes on their heads and go out to King Asa. And so spake at last, so they tied sackcloth around their waists and put ropes on their heads and went to King Asa and said, My servant Ben-Hadad said, Please let me live. He said, "Does he still live? Who's my brother?" Now the man was watching for a second, and then quickly took it up from him and said, "Yes, your brother Ben-Hadad." He said, "Go and bring it." Then Ben-Hadad came out to it, and he caused him to come out into a chair. And Ben-Hadad said to him, "As soon as that my father took from my father our store, you may establish bazaars for yourself in Damascus." So my father didn't say, "He himself let you go on these times. Do me to come with him, let him go." And Samuel, the son of the prophet, said to his father, "The command of the Lord, strike me." And the man refused to strike him, and he said to him, "You did not obey the voice of the Lord. As soon as you needed a call from me, I shall strike you down. As soon as you depart from him, I made him and struck him down." If another man said, "Strike me twice," and the man struck him and wounded him. So the prophet departed and waited for the king by the way, disguised himself with a bandage over his eyes. And as the king passed, he cried to the king and said, "So when I to Mr. You want a soldier return and brought a man to his side, God this man. If by any means he's missing, life shall be first life, or else he shall pay talent." So and Sam was busy hearing that he was going. King said to him, "So shall judgment be yourself had said." He tried to take the bandage away from him, and the king recognized him as one of your prophets. And he said to him, "Thus is the Lord, because you let go out of your hand, men who might divide to destruction. And if any life shall be a first half, and the people came first evil." And King Israel went to his house of and someone came to Samaria. And now Naboth the Jezreel had a vineyard in Jezreel. And so as a place the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. Of this Ahab said to Naboth, "Give me a vineyard, that I may have it for a vegetable garden. This is near my house, I will give you a better vineyard for it. And if it seems good to you, I will give you its value in money." And Naboth said to Ahab, "The Lord forbid I should give you the inheritance of my fathers." And Ahab went to his house of Rex and Solomon because of what Naboth the Jezreelite had said to him. He said, "I will not give you the inheritance of my fathers." And they done so and turned away, so he would eat no food. And Jezreel's wife came to him and said to him, "Why is your spirit so vexed that you eat no food?" He said to him, "It is to Naboth the Jezreelite and said to him, 'Give me a vineyard for money. Else if it please you, I will give you another vineyard for it.' And so I will not give you my vineyard." And Jezreel's wife said to him, "Do you now govern Israel? Rise and eat bread and let your heart be cheerful. I will give you the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite." So she wrote letters in Ahab's name, sealed them with seal. And she sent the letters to all some ladies who lived with Naboth in the city. So she wrote them. So came and fastened letters, said Naboth the head of the people. I set two worthless men opposite him, and bring a against and say, "You have cursed God and the king, and take him out and stone him to death." And the men see that other than the ladies who lived in the city did just what sent but to. And it was just written in the letters that she had sent, and she proclaimed a fast and said Naboth at the head of the people. And two worthless men came in and sat opposite him. And the worthless men brought a charge against Naboth in the presence of the people, saying, "Naboth cursed God and the king." So she took him outside the city and stoned him to death. The stones they sent to Jezebel, saying, "Naboth is in stone, he is dead." As soon as Jezebel heard that Naboth had been stoned, was dead, Jezebel said to Ahab, "Arise, take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which you refused to give you for money, for Naboth is not alive but dead." As soon as Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, Ahab arose to go down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, and take possession of it. And the word of the Lord came to Elijah to Tishma, saying, "Arise, go down to meet Ahab, king Israel, who is in Samaria, behold, his vineyard in Naboth, and he is going to take possession." You shall say to him, "Thus says the Lord, have you goodness to take possession?" You shall say to him, "Thus says the Lord, in the place where dogs licked at the blood of Naboth, shall dogs lick at him blood." Ahab said to Elijah, "Have you found me, O my enemy?" He answered, "I found you, because you sought yourself to do what's evil in the sight of the Lord. You know, I'll bring disaster upon you, I will utterly burn you up, and will cut off from Ahab every male born of free in Israel. I'll make your house like the house of Jeroboam son of Nebat, like the house of Baasha son of Ahijah, for the anger to which you provoked me." And so made this sin, and Jezebel the Lord has said, "And dogs shall eat Jezebel within the walls of Jezreel, and I belong to Ahab, but that's the sea, dogs shall eat. And whoever hid and those in the country, the birds of the hound shall eat." And Ahab had those words, he told his clothes and put sackcloth on his flesh and fastened the and sackcloth and went about distractedly. Where the Lord came to Elijah to Tishma, saying, "Have you seen how Ahab has humbled himself before me? As he has humbled himself before me, I will not bring disaster in his days. His last days will bring disaster upon his house." The three Assyrians will continue with trouble. A third year, Jehoshaphat king of Judah came down to King Israel, and the king of Israel said to his sons, "Do you know that Ramoth Gilead belongs to us? You keep quiet and do not take it out of King Assyria." He said to Jehoshaphat, "Will you go out with me to battle Ramoth Gilead?" Jehoshaphat said to King Israel, "I am as you are, my heap is your heap, my horse is your horse." And Jehoshaphat said to King Israel, "Cry first for the word of the Lord." And King Israel got the prophets again, about 400 men. And said to him, "Shall I go to bed against Ramoth Gilead, or shall I refrain?" And he said, "Go out, for the Lord will give into hand the king." And Israel said, "Is there not another prophet of the Lord whom we inquire?" And the king Israel said to Joshua, "There is but yet one man of whom they inquire. Micah is son of Imlah, but I hate him, for he never prophesies good concerning me. He evil." And Joshua said, "Not the king says so." And the king Israel summoned an officer and said, "Bring quickly Micah son of Imlah." And the king Israel and Joshua, and the king of Judah, sitting on thrones, were in the rows. At the pushing forth the entrance of the gate of Samaria, one prophet was crossing before them. Zedekiah son of Chenaanah made for himself one to say, "This is the Lord, but these shall push the Syrians until they are destroyed." All the prophets prophesied, so say, "Go to Ramoth Gilead and turn from the Lord, give unto him the king." And as Jehu went to son Micah said to him, "The words of the prophet will inquire favourable to the king. It will be like the word of one that speak favourably." Micah says, "The Lord knows what the Lord says to me about us. When you come to the king said to Micah, "Shall we go to Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I refrain?" And answer him, "Go and try the Lord, give unto him the king." And the king said, How many times shall I make it so they speak nothing but the truth in the name of the Lord? And he said, I saw as a skeleton about the sheep that's no shepherd, and looked at these, and they must let each return to his own peace. And the king, as I said, cherish my did I not say that he would not pass good concerning me by evil? In my case, I therefore hear the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sit on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing beside him on the right hand and the left. And the Lord said, Who will entice him? He may go and fall right off together. And one said one thing, and another said another. The Spirit came forward and stood before the Lord, saying, I will entice him. And the Lord said, By what means he shall go? And all be it lying spirit, and I thought was prophets. And he said, You ought to entice his justice, and go and do so. And therefore, behold, the Lord with lying spirit, and I thought of these two prophets. The Lord has declared this last free. And Zedekiah son of Jun and king, and struck my king in the cheek, and said, How did the Spirit of the Lord go from me to speak to you? In my case, say, Behold, you shall see on the day when you go into an chamber to hide yourself. And the king is said, I seized my king, take him back to him, and the governor of the city, and to Joash the king's son, saying, Thus says the king, Let this firm person feed him meager rations and burn boy, and take him with peace. And in my case, if you return in haste, the Lord is not spoken by me, and said, Hear all you people. So the king is and Jehoshaphat king of Judah went up to Ramoth, and the king is said to Jehoshaphat, I disguise thyself and go into battle, you will arise. And the king is disguised himself and went to battle. And then the king said, Commander, the 32 captains of chariots fly in near small milk, and the king is and the captains of the chariots saw Jehoshaphat, they said, It is sure the king is So he turned to fight against them, and Jehoshaphat cried. And the captains of the chariots saw losing all the kingdoms, determined from pursuing. A certain man drew his bow and ran and struck the king of Israel between the scale and the breastplate. Therefore said to Joab his chariot, Turn around and come and the other. Fearing wind, and the battle continued that day, and the king of Israel was propped up his chariot facing the siege. Until evening he died, and the blood of the wind flowed into the bottom of the chariot. At sunset, Carol went through the army, every man to sea, every man to his country. So the king died, was brought to Samaria, they buried the king of Samaria, and they washed the chariot by the pool of Samaria. And dogs licked up its blood, and the prostitutes washed themselves in it. According to what the Lord they spoken, was actually having what he did, in the ivory house he built, and the seas they built, and in the book of the Chronicles. And the king says to say, Yes, let this fast, and he's just somewhere in his place. Joshua's son Asa began to reign over Judah in the 4th year of Ahab king Asa. Joshua was 35 years old when he went to it, and reigned 25 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Azubah, the daughter of Shilhi. He walked in all the ways of Asa's father. He did not turn aside from it during what was right on the side of the Lord. Yet the high place was not taken away, and the people still sacrificed made offerings on high place. Joshua also made peace with the king Asa. And the rest of the acts of Jehoshaphat and his might they show how he warred. Are they not written in the book of the Chronicles against Judah? And from the land he exterminated the remnant of the male prostitutes who remained in the days of his father. So there was no king there, a deputy of his king. Joshua made ships not to go to a fifth of God. And they did not go, for the ships are wrecked as in Geba. And he dismayed him sent to Joshua. My sons go with your sons to the ship. But Joshua was not. And Joshua saw his father, and buried his father's city of Israel. And Jehoram his son reigned in his place. And his son Jun began to reign over Israel and Samaria in the 17th year of Joshua king of Judah. And he reigned over Israel. He reigned 2 years over Israel, deal with the one side of the law. And walked in the way of his father and the way of his mother and the way of Jeroboam. He made Israel to sin. And it set about and worshipped him and provoked him to go to his anger everywhere his father found. 2 Kings 1-2. And after the death of Ahab, rebelled against his and Asa fell through the ladders in his upper chamber of Samaria. And lay 6 days, sent message telling him to go inquire of Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron, but I shall come from the 6th angel was to tell him to Tishbe. Arise, go to meet the messenger of the king, and say to him, Is it because there is no God in Israel you're going to cry Baal-zebub, the god of Ekron? No, therefore thus says the Lord, shall not come down from the bed to which you got. Shall show no so large way. I should return to the king and said to him, Why have you returned? They said the king ran to me and said to us, Go back to the king and say to him, This is because there's no God. It is because there's no God in Israel. One day you send him to inquire about the god of Ekron. If we shall not come down from the bed to which you gone, we shall show it down. And said to him, What kind of man is he who came to me and told about this day? And said, He wore a garment and hair with a belt of leather around his waist. He says, Elijah Tishbe, and the king sent him a captain 50 men. 50 went to Elijah and said, We sent on top of the hill and said to the man of God, the king says, Come down. Elijah answered the captain of 50, If I am a man of God, and if I come down from heaven, consume you and your 50. And if I came down from heaven, I consumed him and his 50. And again the king sent him another captain of 50 men with 50 answered. And I said to him, Man of God, this is the king's word, come down quickly. And Elijah answered, If I am a man of God, if I come down from heaven, consume you and your 50. And if I came down from heaven, consume him and his 50. Again the king sent him the captain of the third 50 with his 50, and the third captain of 50 went out and fell on his knees before Elijah and entreated him, Man of God, please let my life. Please let my life and the life of these 57 years be pressure on your side. Behold, if I came down from heaven, consumed the 2 former captains, the 50 men with their 50s. And now let my life be precious in your sight. The angel of the Lord came to Elijah, Go down with them, do not be afraid. So he went down with them to the king. And said to him, Thus is the Lord, because you sent messengers to inquire about the god of Ekron. It is because there is no God in Israel to inquire as well. And therefore shall not come down from the bed to which you are going. Shall so die. So he died according to what the Lord Elijah spake. Jehoram became king of West in the 2nd, and Jehoram son of Jehoshaphat king of Judah. He was a hasty no son, I was hasty. I had not written the book of the Chronicles of King Caesar. And the Lord was about to take Elijah up to him by war when Elijah and Elisha were on their way from Gilgal. And Elijah said to Elisha, please stay here, for the Lord sent me as far as Bethel. And Elijah said, as the Lord lives, and as he goes off, I will live. And I'm not leaving. So they went down to Bethel, and the sons of prophets who were in Bethel came out to Elisha and said, you know that today the Lord will take away your master from over you. He said, yes, I know, keep quiet. And Elisha said to Elisha, stay here, for the Lord sent me to Jericho. He says, Lord, as you yourself well, but I will not leave you. So he came to Jericho, and sons of the prophets who were in Jericho journeyed to Elisha and said, you know that today the Lord will take away your master from over you. And he said, yes, I know, keep quiet. And Elisha said to him, please stay here, for the Lord sent me to John. And he said, the Lord, as you yourself well, I will not leave you. So the two of them went on 50 men, the sons of the prophets, and instead of some distance from them. As they both were staying by the and Elijah took his clothing, rolled down, and struck the wood. And the worst part to one side and to the other, two between them could go on Drago. And the accustomed Elijah said to Elisha, what I should do for I am taken from the lion. And Elisha said, is let there be a double portion of the spirit on me. And he said, you have asked the hard thing. If you see me as I am being taken from you, it shall be so. If we do not see me, it shall not be so. And as he still went on and talked, behold, a chariot of fine horses was separated to them. And Elijah went on by whirlwind to heaven. And Elisha stood and cried, my father, the chariots of his own horsemen. He saw him no more. They took hold of his own robes and tore them in 2 pieces. And he took the cloak of Elijah and went back and stormed the bank for the shore. And he took the cloak of Elijah forward and struck the water, saying, where's the Lord God of Elijah? And he struck the water. The waters parted one side to the other, and Elisha went over. And the sons of the prophets who had Jericho saw him opposite. And he said, so Elijah rested on Elisha. And he came to him and bowed to the ground before him. And they said to him, no, they are with his sons, so too strong. And place him to go to secret master. He hid the spirit of Elisha recorded by the cast upon the sea and to stumble. I said, you shall not sow on the earth, till he was ashamed. He said, you shall therefore 50 men. And after 3 days they saw him, but could identify. He came back to him while standing in Jericho and said to him, I'll say to you, go and curse. Now, and then the sea said to him, behold, the situation is seas bad. And the Lord sea, so the water is bad, and he lands him. He said, bring me new bomb, put this on me. They were to him, and went to spring water and threw salt in it. This is the Lord, I've healed this water from you now, and your death and all miscarriage shall come from me. So the water has been healed to this day. Going to weather that Elisha spoke to you, whenever that you always go out of the way. So small voice came out, saying, Judah, and saying, go be bought her, go be bought her. And 10 men was only saw he cast them in the war. And 2 she-bears came out of the woods, 12:42 of the boys. And then there he went on to Mount Carmel, and there he returned to Samaria. Proverbs 7. And so came out was the truth of my commands, so you keep my commands of them, keep my teaching out, I bind money things about them, tell me how, say to wisdom about my sister, and call insight into my friend to give you from the forbidden one, from the idols of this new life. When you my house, I live with my last, I stumble among the simple, I perceive among these, saying, like a sense, passing on through me of more cold, take the root to house, and in time of night and darkness. And behold, the one meets him just the posture where they find his land where food and lost they have. And she now in the market never conscious so he sees him and them with both fish says, I had to offer sacrifice to pay my first. And now to come unto me, to seek eagerly and find me. And I spread my couch of covering and covered linen from Egyptian, and I perfume my bed with my others and sin. And let's take it for love till one, let's not ourselves for love. And as he's not hurting, he's going on a long journey. And he took a bag of money within his form and with my Sarah to see with his new Joshua about to once he falls. As an oxalate is a statical fast when no pieces to live. And the bird rushing into his name, he doesn't know what cost him his life. And in essence, listen to me, be attentive to written that. When your heart turns side to us, no strain to pass over in your vacation lay low. And also not might from her, that's the witch shall go down to the chambers of death. Psalm 49. Hear this, O peoples, give your inheritance to the Lord, both land and high rich more together. And I shall speak wisdom and meditation, my heart shall be honesty. And incline my ear to the fold, and I'll tell my road to music of life. And I shall fear my tongue is wrong, and iniquity is cheap and serenity. I trust in nothing best of the abundance of their riches. True, no man can mess with another or go to give to God the highest of life. Rents their life because sin can never suffice. And he should live on forever, never see the pit. He sees even the wise die, the fullness, stupid likeness perish, and leave their wealth to others, their grace their homes forever. And I placed all generation there, they called lands by their enemies. And man upon will not be, like the least their perish. In the path of those who forge confidence. Those who forge confidence, after them people prove their best. Like sheep, they are poor and official. They shall be the shepherd and the upright shall rule over them on the morning. Their form shall be consumed, shall with no place. They'll go around to my soul with power to shall. Will receive me. Be not afraid when a man becomes rich, and glorious has increased when he dies will carry nothing away. His glory will not go down after, and for a little while at least he can stop that. And you get praise what you do well for yourself. So go to generations hearts and never again see life. Man is can't be without understanding like the beast that perish. And as I know the lowest pair of his bear heads far now, how can you can coming down to this and how you said dead but roots there's this one that is not to national that's evil one. Let's give him how the glory of Allah and see tomorrow. Bye.